Hey beautiful people, I hope you guys are really welcome to another pick a card reading. Today's reading has been a request from quite a few people, so I thought it was time to do it. Today we're going to be looking at what it is that your ex wants to tell you. So this might help you to get some closure. Yeah, it's probably more so closure people are after. So yeah, guys, we're going to be looking at what your ex wants to tell you. So I have 4 piles of cards today, so we've got quite a few to go through. This video might split into 2 videos. We'll just see how we go, but if it does, I will leave the link below, of course. Now, also, if the reading resonates with you and you would like something a little bit more extended to get some more details, I can always do a personal reading for you. If you're interested in that, you can find all the details below in the description box. And yeah, guys, thanks so much for your ongoing love and support. Let's get into this reading. Okay, guys, so these are the 4 piles of cards that you have to choose from. Keeping in mind the message is, what is it that your ex wants to tell you? Please remember that this is a very, very general reading, so please take it with a grain of salt. And yeah, if you guys need a little bit more time to decide, that's fine, but I'll just get you to pause the video because I'm about to start the reading. Okay guys, so for those of you who chose pile 1, let's have a look at the reading. Now before I start, please note that my cards are not cherry picked. So you may find that this might be a little bit emotionally triggering for you, depending on the message that comes out, but I do feel that it might give you some clarity, because I think a lot of you are after clarity and perhaps some closure. It might also help you to have more of an understanding of the dynamics of the relationship and perhaps where it may have gone wrong or what the weaknesses were and anything else. Okay, please also remember that if this reading resonates with you but you would like something a little bit more in depth, I can always do a personal reading for you, and all my details are in the description box below. Okay, pile 1, let's get into this reading. So to start with, we have justice. So what your ex wants to tell you is they feel like there was a lack of justice and a lack of balance in this relationship. They wanted to have something that was harmonious. They wanted to have something that was equal and balanced, but it felt like it wasn't. It felt like perhaps there were things that they were unclear on or uncertain on. Perhaps there were times when things didn't feel fair in the relationship, okay? So without knowing your situation, I'm already going to assume that you probably know what I'm talking about here. So perhaps there were times where things weren't fair. Perhaps there were times when you did things to hurt them and they did things to hurt you. But I don't think they were malicious things. I think that just perhaps what I'm really picking up here is that, yeah, there was this lack of justice on both sides. Perhaps both of you weren't really ready for the intenseness of this relationship. Perhaps you both weren't really balanced. But yeah, if it's a message from this person to you, which it is, they're saying that the relationship didn't feel balanced, and they also feel like they weren't really, it wasn't fair. It wasn't a fair relationship, and they felt like they probably weren't as fair with you as they should have been, okay? But that it did mean a lot to them. But there was this lack of balance. There was a lack of faith as well, is what I'm really picking up here. A lack of, maybe a little bit of a lack of trust, depending on what happened in the situation or how it started, okay? Now, we then have the wheel clarifying this. So this is really big. These are 2 major arcana. So what this is telling me is that they're telling you that they knew there needed to be a big change in the relationship. There needed to be a change in how they saw the relationship, and it was something that they felt that both of you needed to do. There was definitely a change, and perhaps they felt that there was a change in regards to the situation they were in. I don't know what this is really about. I don't know whether both of you went through a divorce before getting together, or you guys went through some sort of separation, or perhaps one of you was going through a divorce, or both of you had just been freshly divorced. I don't know. But there seems to be, there was this, it was just like, it just felt like there was a lot of things going on in the relationship that were around justice and around there being fair play in the relationship. And I feel like that changed a lot of things in the relationship. So as I said before, if perhaps they were freshly divorced, or if you were freshly divorced or freshly separated, perhaps this was a big thing that affected the relationship, is just what I'm really picking up here. It changed the dynamics of it. Now, the next card we have is the Seven of Swords. So this person wants to tell you, what I'm really picking up here is that there was, I think, distrust, okay? I think this person, there was probably distrust coming from both of you. I feel like this person didn't feel like they could trust you 100%. I feel like this person was worried that perhaps there were things going on behind the scenes that they didn't know about. Perhaps there was, and perhaps the same thing was happening with them. Perhaps they were talking to other people or getting involved with other people, and they weren't being 100% honest with you, and maybe that's where justice comes in as well. But I feel like it was perhaps both ends. So maybe if they felt like perhaps you weren't 100% honest with them, that they could perhaps getting away with being not 100% honest with you as well. So they just want you to know that, that there were things that were being kept secret. There were things that were sort of hush and that were sort of done behind closed doors. Perhaps you were talking to someone else behind closed doors, or they were, but I kind of get the feeling that this person might have been perhaps communicating still with an ex, or communicating with other women, because they didn't feel that perhaps you were 100% committed, or they didn't feel that they could trust you for some reason, okay? Whether that was founded on or unfounded is beside the point. Now we have the Queen of Wands here, so this could represent an energy or a person, but what I'm really getting here is that I feel that this person saw you as this. So I know this is a woman, but it can represent a man, whatever resonates for you. I feel like the reason why there was this lack of balance or distrust in the relationship was because I feel like this person saw you as someone that was really dynamic. They saw you as someone that was sitting in their power. They saw you as someone that was really charismatic and beautiful and passionate and creative, right? And perhaps they worried that, that other people saw you as this. Perhaps they could see that other people saw you as this as well. So they weren't sure if they could trust you 100%, because they put you on a bit of a throne. They did see you as this beautiful Queen or King of Wands, whatever resonates for you guys. I do feel that this person was interested in you. I don't really feel that they were perhaps having an affair or anything, but there was definitely things that they were getting away with, that they know and they want to say that wasn't balanced and wasn't right. But they did put you on a pedestal, and they found you really attractive, and perhaps that's what they were. I think that's what they're saying as well. They were worried about that. They were probably worried about other suitors or other competition. And maybe because of that, they maybe started talking to an ex or to someone else to make them feel a little bit better about the situation. But they weren't being 100% honest with you about their own insecurities, is what I'm getting. Now, we then have the Hermit. This is cool. So what this is telling me is your ex wants to tell you that they have taken time out to really think about this. And this whole situation has made them really look inside. This whole situation and experience with you has made them come to an understanding that, there is more that they need to understand about themselves. Being with you was almost an awakening in a way. and they're really wanting to seek the truth, and they're doing a lot of soul searching is what I'm really getting here. And what they're telling you is that they are doing a lot of soul searching, and I feel like there's things are coming to light. Things are coming to light to them about what happened in the relationship and how it was, you know. Yeah. Because I do feel like that you were someone that was a bright light to them. I do feel that, yeah, as I said before, that was that real attraction to you. But yeah, I just feel like there was insecurities there, and there was injustice in the relationship. And there would have had to be big changes made in order for it to run smoother, and perhaps they just had too many insecurities in order to make this happen. But they get this now, and they're disappointed. We have the Five of Cups clarifying the Hermit. They were disappointed. They're disappointed by what happened. You know, they just kind of feel like there was a loss here, and that yeah, it's really hard for them to focus more so on the positive aspects of the relationship. And they wonder whether all of their relationships are going to be doomed, you know, is what they're really wanting to tell you. But they're disappointed. They're disappointed as well because they feel like that they knew that there was, sorry. I'm finding it really hard to find the words. I know what it is I'm trying to say though. Perhaps they're having that issue as well, but they knew there was so much potential there. They knew that there was good stuff there, you know. And as I said before, I do really feel like it's, you know, the ending of this relationship just, yeah, was not only disappointing, but I think it has been a bit of a burden to them. I still do feel like these people have some feelings for you. But their emotions get the better of them, if that makes sense. So yeah, pile one, I hope that that's resonated for you guys. I'm also going to get you a Chuck Spezzano card to see what it is that I think you needed to learn out of this relationship the most, or a word of advice for you about this particular relationship. Actually, we're going to stick with the theme. This is going to be a final card that they want to tell you as well. Okay. Cynicism. So yeah, what I'm really getting here is that I feel like this was an issue for them as well. I feel like it was really hard for them to think that this relationship was going to work and that it would work, you know. And perhaps as well, what I'm really picking up is that I think that you contributed a little bit to this as well. I feel like that perhaps there were actions that you took that made them feel like it wouldn't work, or it wasn't going to work. It's like you weren't able to sort of, yeah, perhaps you hadn't really healed enough yet to be able to appreciate what it was that could have been, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's really about you being able to move past this, and also to be happy for them if they're in a new relationship. So yeah, pile one, please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. And as I said before at the beginning of the video, if that resonated, if you enjoyed it, but if you'd like a little bit more in-depth info, as in will they perhaps be in contact with you, or what it is that you need to learn, then you can definitely get a personal reading with me. All my details are below. Okay, thank you so much, Pile 1. Okay, so for those of you who chose Pile 2, these are your cards. This is your reading. Let's find out what it is that your ex wants to tell you. So to start off with, we have the Queen of Wands. This is how your person saw you. This can be a man or a woman, whatever resonates for you guys. But this person, your ex, wants to tell you that they found you really, really attractive. They thought you were really beautiful. They thought that you were really creative. They saw this really beautiful feminine aspect of you as well. And they saw you in your power. When they want to say that when they first met you, they remember the first time they met you, and they remember how much power they saw in you and the beauty that they saw in you. Okay, so whether, as I said before, this can be man or woman. Okay, but yeah, they found you very, very attractive. Now we have the King of Cups with this. So what I'm really getting here is this could go either way, and because this is a general reading, I'm going to give you a few different options here. I feel like this person doesn't feel like they were your equal, or they felt like they were someone that wasn't able to really control their emotions enough. They didn't feel like they were in their power enough to be able to really appreciate who you were. I also feel like there was a little bit of insecurity on their end as well. And I feel like there was almost like this opposites between the two of you. There was this yin and yang, because we've got the fire and then we've got the water. And sometimes the water can be so overwhelming and so out of control in its emotions that it can wash the fire out. So I just feel like this person wants to tell you that they were very, very much in love with you. And sometimes they couldn't really control their emotions, and I feel like that they felt very overwhelmed by their love and emotions for you, which unfortunately caused them some insecurities and brought up some issues for themselves. We then have the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, this person wants to tell you that sometimes they weren't sure whether you were coming or going. They were very much weren't sure of, it's like you've got the red and the green flag here. So really that's what that's representing to me, is they weren't sure whether this was happening or not happening. And I feel like, as I said before, there was some insecurities on their end. So yeah, they weren't sure whether to go ahead with this relationship, to continue with it or not. And it's like they didn't want to face this decision, but they knew it was going to be, it had to go one way or another eventually. And this really saddened them. Now we then have the Nine of Cups. So what they want to tell you is that they knew that they needed to have their own emotional fulfillment as well. They felt that there was a lack of emotional fulfillment, perhaps on both levels, even though they saw you as someone that was really secure within yourself. I feel like there was a lack of emotional fulfillment within you, but more so in them. And what I'm really getting here is that I feel like in the beginning they saw you as this really, really charismatic and in your power person. And because of the fact that they were so undecided, even if it was just in their mind, it brought your energy levels down because it brought their energy levels down. And I feel like even though on some level it was emotionally fulfilling you both, that's sort of all it was. It wasn't the 10 of cups, so it wasn't where you were both emotionally fulfilling each other in a healthy way. It was kind of like you were both just fulfilling each other in a sense that it was almost a codependent relationship, if that makes sense. So it was fulfilling, but only to a certain extent. And I feel like it really brought this person down. This person wants to tell you that they didn't have enough self-love to make this work. And they wondered at times whether you did it too, because I kind of feel like they put you on such a big pedestal that I'm almost getting these words like, why don't you love yourself enough to be with someone that isn't so undecided about this relationship, or who can't fully commit, you know? We then have the Two of Wands. So yeah, a decision had to be made, and they want to say to you that they had to make a really hard decision. I think they were also thinking about what other things they wanted to do in their life. Yeah, the decision they made was hard, or whatever happened, whether you left them or they left you, it was a hard decision, and it was a hard thing to have to go through and do. But they also know that it was the best thing for both of you, is what I'm really getting here. Now this is really beautiful, because I have the Ace of Cups clarifying this. So what this is really telling me is that they knew it was the best for both of you. So as I said before, whether it was them leaving you or you leaving them, they knew it was the best thing for both of you. They knew that this decision had to be made. They knew that you weren't able to stay together, and that it was going to be detrimental to both of your own self-love and fulfillment, because we have the Ace of Cups. So what they're saying to you as well is that they're hoping that from the decision that was made, that you've been able to work more so on your own self-fulfillment, because that's something that they've been working on as well. They've realized that this is really about them needing to fill up their own cup of love before they're able to really provide that to anyone else. Okay. So that's what I'm really getting for you guys. So yeah, there's a really nice vibe behind this. I don't feel like there's any sort of animosity here. It's just one of those things where there was this lack of self-love, there was a lack of confidence, and perhaps this person as well just wasn't enough in their power, or they just didn't feel in control enough or mature enough to be able to really do the relationship or experience the relationship in the way they wanted to. So yeah, they're hoping that self-love will develop from this, and they feel like, you know, it was the best decision to make for both of you at the time. Okay, now I'm going to get a Chuck Spezzano card for you guys as well, if I can find them, just to see a final word they want to say to you. Oh, this is beautiful. This fell out straight away. Love. So yeah, I feel like this person still holds a lot of love for you. I feel like this person does still have a lot of love for you. Okay, so whether this person is in a relationship at the moment, whether they're on the other side of the world, or whatever it is that they're doing, this person wants you to know that they did love you. This person wants you to know that they hope that you still feel the same, as in they hope that you still have grace for them, and that you're able to forgive them for what happened, and that you're able to see the beauty and the love, and that you're able to focus more so on the good times that you guys had, rather than on the fact that the relationship at the time didn't work. But yeah, this person sees you as someone really beautiful, someone really graceful. And yeah, they hope that you're really, really happy, and they just wish you the best, and they wish you love. All they think about when they think about you is the love and the good times. Okay, so that's a really beautiful reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, please feel free to leave feedback and comments below, and if you would like a more personalized reading, you can find all my details below, guys. Thank you so much, pile 2. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do for pile 3 and pile 4 is I'm going to do it on a separate video. So you will find the link for pile 3 and 4 below. So please follow the link below, and me over there. You know what I'm trying to say? To see the reading for group 3 and 4, I'll see you guys there.